Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Eagle Eye Podcast. It is episode 32, and you're wondering, what is Dylan doing behind the mic? Where is Ivan? Well, I'm going to call Ivan out here a little bit. Ivan chose the party life last Saturday instead of watching the Ameirca game. And so, Ivan's slacking off a little bit. Didn't get to watch the game. And so I will be your host today. And joined with me is Christian, who was here last week. Christian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. The weather here is a little bit rainy, but we'll get through it,
Hey, we need the rain here in Texas, so just go ahead and send it up this way.
You know what? I'll send it right to you. You know what? The funny thing is that earlier today it was very hot, like 95. I got home, and then out of nowhere I hear thunder outside my window. So I don't know. I guess it's crazy.
Man, dude, I tell you, whenever it rains here in Texas, man, we always have the joke. So what is this wet stuff falling from the sky? All right, man. Well, this isn't really the weather channel that we're talking about right here. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. So what we got going on is we're gonna talk about the Pachuca game, which Ameirca grabbed those 3 points in Hidalgo, 3-1 win. We're gonna talk about the Club Ameirca, which we have game tonight against Dorados. We're gonna talk about last week's Club Ameirca game too, as well against Veracruz. Then we're gonna be talking about the Monterrey game coming up Saturday. A little bit of Ameirca Femenil team too, as well after they got their win too, and we're gonna talk about more details about our giveaway toward the end of the podcast. So you ready to do this, man?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, in the Pachuca game, a very, I guess you could say, it was a good win. 3-1 win. It was something that we needed to get a good start going. I'll go ahead and start off with the lineups too. Obviously, much is seen in goal. Aguilar, Alvarez, Valdez, Reyes. They go Lainez, which was something that everybody was excited for. Giovanni Corona, Guido Rodriguez, Iwariguen. Up top, Roger Martinez alongside Preivew. Now, when you see this lineup, obviously, you're seeing it, and, not necessarily our strongest lineup, too. Obviously, missing Renato Ibarra, who was suffering muscle fatigue, I believe, and Mateus Uribe, too, who was out with a throat infection, which I don't want to get into details about that. But when you see the lineup, man, before the game, what do you think about this lineup?
Like you said, it wasn't our strongest lineup, but I guess you can say it was the strongest lineup that we had available, Diego Lainez obviously being the standout person in this lineup. He finally gets a chance to start the season to demonstrate what he can do, and I think he demonstrated what he can do.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I saw this too, after seeing the reports during the week, that we're not going to have Renato or Uribe too, so, this you kind of go with this too. And, you see this, and I see it too, and I see this is a pretty good lineup. Obviously, our best lineup that we can put out right now too as well. And so, we'll go ahead and get into the game. This game starts off, both teams pressing each other. This game gets really physical, and you see it physical throughout the whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, you really do see it physical. But then, like, I can say that Pachuca really didn't, like, from the start, they didn't really have, like, a set game plan. You see them trying to do a lot of long balls and then being physical, but I guess that kind of played into Ameirca's favor a little bit. And you start seeing Ameirca start taking control of the match little by little.
Yeah, definitely, man. And, it's something that, we kind of talked about before we started, too, was the possession. But the possession seemed kind of whack, we're putting a little bit of faith in Sofa score here right now in the first half. In the first half, Pachuca having 53% of the possession and Ameirca having 47%. I mean, it kind of seems to me, that first half was a little balanced, What do you think of the team play? I feel like the team played really good. I feel like there was some good stuff. Obviously, we'll get into the goal in a minute. Diego Lainez obviously scored it within 16 minutes. But, what do you take from the team play in this first half?
I think when you talk about the possession and how we had 47, they had 53, I think it really speaks to our team play that we did more with our possession. We had a total of 6 shots and 5 were on target. So it kind of shows how we were actually playing together and actually creating chances to get to that goal.
You say shots on target, I think it was between 30, 40 minutes in that game. We already had 5 shots through the first half, which is a great sign, which is a great improvement for the team too. Something that we've always discussed and something that was always stressed, too, was having those shots, creating those chances. This team was creating those chances. You're seeing some good stuff from the final third possession too, and that's something that we really need to see and something that has been improved upon. And we just have to keep improving that too as well. Going into Diego Lainez's goal, Preivew assist too. Diego, man, what else can you say from this kid too? I mean, this kid was going. I mean, you see him. I think it was a Giddy, that he was taking on.
Yeah,
He gets the ball, he cuts inside. Takes a little bit of a touch too, and then he curls it in on the back side of the post. I
beautiful
mean,
shot. Beautiful shot.
what do you take from that when you see that?
You see Lainez and you know what he can do. So it actually was not surprising when after he scored, you saw that two defenders started to come online whenever he had the ball because you know he's very deadly in the one-on-one. Now going back to the goal in the one-on-one, you know what he's gonna do. So I'm actually pretty surprised the defender like defended the way he did. It was a great cut in by Lainez. I think everyone knows that he split into the defenders and curled it right in. Nothing the goalie can do, and I think it was a very great goal.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I mean, obviously, like you said, we know what Linus can do, and he's proved it time and time again. And this time, like he's really shown out. That's his first goal in the competition too, as well.
Mhm.
So it's great to see him get that rhythm going and everything. So it's really good to to have the teammates to to show that just to creating that chance. Obviously, he can create his own chances too. Like you said,
Yeah.
deadly in the one, and so that's something good too as well.
And you can tell, like right after the goal, he gains a little bit of confidence. So you see his teammates try to get him the ball more. He started doing a little bit more. I think that's a great sign going forward, and it shows throughout the game.
Yeah, definitely too, and like you said, it being a physical battle too. These cats came out and played. Everybody came out and played too. To me, I see 11 players playing on the pitch. Whenever I talk about this first half.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into the second half a little bit too. Obviously, Pachuca make a substitution. Obviously to cope with America's tactics. That Miguel Herrera is going to right there. But really nothing. Really a lot of things going for about like the first 10, 15 minutes. But you could come out attacking. Pressing so hard. What do you take away from that?
I think it was you can say that Pachuca knew that they had to change something, and I guess that something was to bring the lines up a little bit more and start attacking and pressing. That's what they did. Unfortunately, it didn't last that long. I think it lasted about a good 15, 20 minutes. And then you see America start taking control of the game. I think Bill was like, all right, you know what? Let's do this. Let's push them out a little bit more. And ultimately, at least at the second goal.
That's something that that I like to see, and that's something good. Is Piojo coping with what's going to be on the field too. Obviously, like we said, Pachuca is trying to cope with it. Try to pull a goal back. Which is something that they were trying to do, obviously. But you see Piojo, work with it too. He obviously doesn't make a substitution. Going into a physical game too. He pulls his team together. He tells them to this is what we got to do, and so it's good to see them cope with that because you've seen them
Yes.
too, and times again in past games, to struggle coping with the fact what's happening on the pitch. From his perspective, and also from the team, from the players' perspective too, as well.
Yes, definitely. I think this will not only like show him like, okay, you know what? So now I know how to work the game out, or I see how to plan the game out. It kind of gives him a little bit that confidence too. Because me and you are the biggest critiques of him when it comes to subs.
Hmm.
So I think it's time. He learns how to plan the game out, and I think he planned this game out very well.
Yeah, most definitely. And so we approach the second goal of the game again. Diego Lainez again with. We'll step back a little bit. We're
Let's step
throwing on
back,
Diego
yeah, because
Lainez.
I
Let's
think
step back a
Oribe
little bit.
deserves a little bit of credit for this one.
Yes, that's what I love the most. A lot of people criticize Oribe, but his hustle's still there, and that's what I love about Oribe too as well.
Yes.
His hustle's there, and he doesn't give up. He doesn't give up on a play. What some of the players think is a foul on Oribe. Obviously the ref doesn't give it. Oribe sticks with it. He's running with the ball. He's like just right there at the edge of the box. And then he passes it across to find Diego Lainez. Diego Lainez puts it in near post, and man,
Yeah.
what a good shot too as well. The Pachuca keeper barely getting fingertips on it, barely getting a palm on it, but still not enough to keep it out.
Yeah, it was a great goal. But going back to the Oribe hustle, you can see that when Oribe brings down the player, you can see the two center backs are like, whoa, what's going on? Like they're a little bit startled about it. They thought it was a foul. Obviously, it wasn't. So Oribe kept going, and it was a great vision because you saw Roger Martinez trying to go into the in the middle near the penalty mark. But Oribe with his vision found Linus, and Linus did his thing.
Yes, dude. I mean, not we obviously we can't take away the shine from Lainez too, but still, I mean, not enough is being said about Oribe's hustle. I mean, you see that too, and that's just something that people have always said. Uribe's got the hustle, and
Yeah.
you've seen it there. You've seen it there really, and going on after that goal too. Not much longer. We have the return of Cecilio Dominguez. Coming in for Roger Martinez. What do you think about Cecilio's return?
I think it's great now. I guess you can say not missing him, but I think it's nice to have him back. He's for sure gonna. Hopefully, he picks up from last season where he was doing great. It's good to get minutes. I hope he gets minutes tonight because I think we're gonna need him against Monterrey.
When I see Cecilio play too, I don't really see that he missed a step. Like it seemed like he's been playing for a while too. It seemed like this injury never set him back. He was doing some things. Yeah, I think he had a shot and it went way off target, way off target. But still, I mean, he was stringing some passes together. He was taking on a couple of players. It's something that's really good to see for somebody coming off an injury like that too, as well. Really, there's not much to complain about Cecilio. Whenever he came in for the match, was really good to see. Really though, not really who I wanted to see him come in for, which was Roger Martinez. I would like to see him come in for Ibargüen, but and again, I can only say so much behind the mic, so there's that.
Yeah, but I think we should bring it up again. So I think Ibargüen had an okay game. I know you disagree, but I honestly think Ibargüen had a good game. I saw him dropping back a couple times, helping out the defense, coming up when he needs to, but. You're right. If we had to pick in between Roger and Ibargüen to make this up for, I would pick Ibargüen as well.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, disagree. I still don't see it. I really don't. And, you're going off a little bit here talking about Ibargüen now, but to me, I still don't see it. Like, I still want more from him. I still expect a little more.
Yes, definitely.
And he still hasn't shown it to me yet, which is one thing.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the next goal, America's final goal, the third goal in Oribe Peralta. I mean. Guys, when's the last time you saw Uribe score? Was it the Chivas game?
Probably the Chivas game. Yes, definitely. Yes, I think that was the game. You guys can correct us if we're wrong, but we're pretty sure it's that game.
What do you take away from it? I see it. Whenever I see him score, I get happy. Because this guy's our captain. This guy's obviously in a goal drought. You want to see this guy score. But a lot of people have been calling for Uribe to be benched to start Henry. I mean, what do you take from this goal?
Confidence. I hope this goal gives him confidence. I think I can't really say I haven't been a critic of him, but because I have. I hope this goal gives him confidence. I think this is a good start. Let's see if he can ride out this momentum, and I really hope it does because we need goal scoring. I know Roger can bring it, but it'd be nice to have Uribe scoring again. If it's not 9 goals this season, at least make it 5, 4 maybe if we're lucky. But he needs to score, and I think this is a good start.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good start too. It's still early on in the Apertura too as well. There's still plenty of games to be played too. But Uribe scoring, is a huge confidence boost. I really think it is, not just for him but for this team too as well. Because like I said, this guy's our captain, and this guy's gonna be stressing that and stressing his leadership too as much as he can, and so really overall confidence boost to everybody too as well. Yes. And then let's talk about that soft foul that Pachuca had, right? That soft penalty. Man, I mean, let's be honest, man. I mean, like it was pretty soft, but at the same time, I do question what Bruno Valdez was doing in that position too as well. Mm-hmm. But what are you thinking whenever you see that?
I mean, obviously we're gonna say. I mean, the majority can say it wasn't a penalty. It was pretty soft. I guess we can't blame the ref for calling it, but I mean. If he didn't call it, I mean, come on, man. You should just let it slide. Give us the clean sheet. Come on, man. But I mean, I guess it's all right. But yeah, you like you said though, you gotta question Bruno Valdez what he was doing there.
Yeah, definitely. But it is what it is too. At the end of the day, a lot of soft stuff does get called. In other places around the world too as well. Mm-hmm. And, it's arguable too as well. But we walk away with a 3-1 win. Let's talk about this performance as a whole. Let's talk about some of the good and the bad too. What's something that good that stood out to you this game?
The team play. Like you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I think our team play was excellent this game. It looked like we were playing a little bit more together, and I think Viejo's plan was executed to what he wanted. I think it was a pretty overall good game. Yeah,
I think so too. One thing that me and Ivor had stressed before, this usually this team comes out, is pressing on the ball, not giving the other team space, always trying to fight for possession. This is what you see the team do, in the opening minutes of the game in the first half too, and that's something that is always good to point out too. The team play was well, obviously I think some sloppy passes at time too as well, something to clean up. But we got the win. There's not really much to complain about. It's a better team performance if you probably compare it to the past two games too as well.
Yes,
But obviously there's room for improvement too as well, and we can see that. If you could take away, one or two things from this game too, bad wise, what would you take away?
you said bad wise.
Yeah.
Like you said, the passing needs to be better. There were a lot of not key giveaways, but there were giveaways that Pachuca could have converted. Other than that, our possession. Supposedly our possession hasn't been great, but I mean, I guess you can kind of take positives and negatives from that. So we don't have a lot of possession, but we're making more of it. But I think we need to be on the ball more. I think if we are on the ball more, it gives us a better chance of scoring, or increasing our chances of scoring, and I think that'll increase our chance of winning the game, obviously.
Yeah, at the end of the day, SofaScore saying Pachuca has 61% possession and Ameirca having 39, which, if you watch the game, you would think, it'd be more even.
Yeah.
But apparently not the SofaScore, so
No, yeah, SofaScore, yeah.
But no, I mean, if I were, if I were to give this performance, I think I'd give it a B plus,
B plus is fair.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you see the past two games, and you compare it to the last week's game. You say it's a better team performance, and it really is. I really think it is. It's a good sign, that this team's improving week in and week out, and so we'll go with that, go from there, and see what's going to happen next week too as well.
Yes, because next week is not an easy task, and I think we're going to see where this team is at in the next game, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, the Monterrey game, we'll get into that a little later too. I think we can both agree that Lainez is the star of the match.
Yes, definitely star of the match. Finally, he breaks through with his goal. I'm excited to see more. Hopefully, Piojo puts him in more, because when you have Renato and Cecilio healthy, it's I just hope he finds a spot for him. If it's behind the striker, we got to see this kid play more. He is the real deal. I think a lot of people see it. A lot of non-Ameirca fans see it, and we just all agree we need to see him more.
Yeah, it's a battle. It really is. Obviously, if I'm gonna be really honest, like you said, I don't really see Lainez starting over Renato Ibarra or Ibarra really. I mean, I really like to see him play behind the striker. That'd be something interesting to see.
And it's something he prefers too.
Yeah, it really is. I think too in the Clausura, I think he had a start too, and him and Ibarra and him and Ibarra, obviously, I think they were like interchanging from the left and behind the striker too, which is something I think I'd like to see too as well. See how that goes.
Yes, definitely. I think. Well, he didn't call him up for tonight's game, but I think a Copa match would be nice to experiment that with, or maybe a softer team in the Liga MX. But then again, it's Liga MX, you don't know what can happen. So,
yeah, I mean, definitely.
At one point in the season, I would like to see him play behind the striker, but that's up to Piojo, not up to me.
Okay, so anything else you want to add to this game?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, just to wrap it back up a little bit, obviously, great team play, some great stuff. Obviously, we could find some room for improvement, which, something that you can always say. I don't think I've ever had a team that's very satisfied with their performance either. I think one, I'm going to go back a little bit too. I think one thing, I can point out a little bit too that I could take away from this game is the back line. I think the back line looks shaky at times too. There seems to be a little bit of lacking confidence between the back line. That's something I approve out. Pachuca had a couple of good runs going forward, where the runner got behind the back line. But, obviously the back line did recover. They put on they still put on good performance, but, the back line is lacking a little bit too.
Yeah, the back line's still, I guess, the most concerning part of the team still. It's improving, yes, but like you said, it did look a little bit shaky at times. I want to point out something else too. I think this wasn't the best game from Guido. He gave up a lot of lousy fouls that I think he shouldn't really be committing, but it's rare from Guido. But I think that's something if he wants to improve for next game, I think that's something he can improve on.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need him next game, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. But that wraps up the Pachuca game. solid performance. You know, obviously an improved team. You know, we just got to keep improving every week as the
Yes.
season goes on. But you know, we'll talk about a little bit of Copa Ameirca now. We'll go back to the Veracruz game last week, in which you know was obviously a great team performance overall. I mean, it just seemed like everybody was involved in that game, and oh my gosh, Tony Lopez just took my breath away there in that whole game.
Lopez,
Oh,
yes.
what are your thoughts on the game as a whole so far?
The Copa, like Pio said, the Copa Ameirca is for the youngsters, but I was great. I was glad to see the youngsters really stepped it up. They really impressed me, coming together with some of the starters, and I think they meshed really well. It was a good match overall, but yeah, Tony Lopez, man, what a performance.
Oh, most definitely, man. And you know, it's really good to see this team, you know, start off on the right foot in the Copa MX too. Right there, getting a 3-0 win against Pachuca. 1-0 at halftime. You know, which was something that was really good too as well. You know, I guess me and you can both agree that Tony Lopez was like the man, like
Man,
to
yes,
like stand out. Yeah.
yes,
Just to kind of go back over, you know, the game a little bit too. Emmanuel Aguilera scoring the first goal in the 40th minute. To me, it should have been a 4-0. I feel like
yes,
Aguilera. I feel like
yes.
Aguilera got robbed in that first
Yeah,
goal
oh,
too.
yes,
As
he did. Yes, I remember. Yes, the offside.
yeah, the offsides, which was really weird. It
Mhm.
didn't really seem like it, but you know that happens. You know, we see some other youngsters coming too. Ivan Moreno coming in for Fer Gonzalez. Oswaldo Leon coming in for Edson Alvarez.
Mhm.
Those are two cats too that I think are going to do some big things too in the future with America too, right there.
Yes,
And you know, you know, up to about the 70 minute too. Physical game too. Veracruz were playing really dirty,
very
and
physical. Yes.
and there was a couple times too where Carlos Vargas went down and like it just looked like he wasn't gonna get up, and you
Yeah.
know I was just like, I mean, I know Vargas isn't probably gonna be used that much in the weekends, you know, but still, I mean, I don't want to see a player like of him get hurt too because he has the potential, he has the talent, you know, and he's there in case Bruno Valdez or
Yes,
Aguilera
definitely.
can't be there
Mhm.
too as well, and
And I
so
think,
and so you know.
yeah, continue.
Yeah, and you know it's just a shame to see such so physical game too, and you know you would expect to see a red card in the first half, but she didn't until the second half.
Yes. But going back to Carlos Vargas, like I think he was targeted or something because, like you said, he was getting fouled a lot, and it would suck to see him get injured because I think this is a vital part, I guess, in Piojo's Copa squad. But like you said though, if he gets down, then let's just say if Paulo Aguilar goes down, you know, it's gonna be hard to replace.
Yeah, a real surprise though. Vargas starting in a left back position too, which
Oh
you know
yeah.
was something that I don't know. I didn't really like. You know, obviously though he did some good things. He did good.
Hmm.
He you know being Carlos Vargas, but you know, really didn't want to see him in that left back position. And so
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I mean, you know, the rest of the lineup. You know, obviously we had the Lainez in there. We had the Fer Gonzalez. You know, just some really you know good names from the academy that can step up and do big things with this team.
Yes, and I hope we see some of them tonight. Most of them tonight, because
Yeah.
it should be they're gonna put on a great display. I already know that.
Okay, and so we move into the second half too. We see Emmanuel Aguilera back too with another goal. You know, should have been his hat trick goal right there.
It should have been Patrick,
Should
yes.
have been hat trick goal. So you know, that happens. Too. Mateus Uribe gets subbed in. You know, something you know that's really good for the squad going forward too as well. Making his return. Uh, not against Pachuca, but in the last game too as well, which we see him score too as well, which is really good. You know, vital position, vital key for the midfield too as well. And then we know top it off with the Henny Martin golazo. You know, a great goal from Henny Martin. Um, People saying that he should be starting over Uribe. You know, I still don't really see it, to be honest. If I'm gonna be
Oh,
really honest, it's
mhm.
just kind of I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. But you know, great stuff from Henny Martin. You know, I really hope this helps his confidence too as well.
Yeah, exactly. The confidence boost. That's what I was gonna get into right now. But let's just say he scores tonight, scores a brace tonight. Do you maybe kind of does Bioho really play in his mind? Okay, well, okay, Henry scoring, Oribe just scored his confidence. No, I think this is a good situation if this happens for Piojo, because you know you can kind of be filled with confidence. Okay, if I put him out, he'll perform. If I put him out, he'll perform. So I think if Henry does start tonight, I think it's important that he does score just to get his confidence back too, because he hasn't been scoring all that much either.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. You know, too. One thing, you know, kind of going back a little bit too is Roger Martinez. You know, obviously been starting every week so far. You know, do you possibly start Henry Martin over Roger Martinez? I mean, he scored obviously against Necaxa. I mean, but he hasn't really made that much yet to really
Right.
position himself to,
Hmm.
to to keep that. You know, so you know, like you said, if Henry Martin was to come out to score a brace, you know, do you start Oribe and Henry? You know.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. But I feel like if we give Roger Martinez our best squad, Ranto Ibarra, Cecilio Dominguez, Mateo Uribe, Guido Rodriguez, all helping him, maybe we can get more out of him. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but I'm confident that Roger will start scoring goals in no time.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel the same way as you. You know, obviously, you know, this past week, this past week, you know, we didn't have Uribe or Renato Ibarra, but maybe we'll have them back this week. So we'll see how that
Yes,
goes.
that's the plan. That's the plan.
So we take 3 points. We go up. We go up on the top of the group so far in this group 7 of the Copa MX with 3 points. Dorados obviously having 3 points, beating Veracruz last time too as well. But tonight we do play Dorados in Sinaloa, and so obviously a game for the babies too as well. You know, we're gonna see a lot of youngsters, but no Diego Lainez tonight too as well. For those who are listening right now, Diego Lainez did not travel with the team alongside Guido Rodriguez has not traveled too as well. Do you remember the couple others too as well? I don't remember the others that did not travel.
Uribe didn't travel. Renato didn't travel. I
Did
think that's all.
Valdez travel?
De who
Valdez?
Valdez? Let me just say yes. I'll
I'm
say
not.
yes.
I forgot. I know Guido, Lainez, and Oliva didn't travel. So
Yes. Hmm.
so I mean, if we're talking lineups, you know, for this game tonight against Dorados, you know, do you see it kind of similar to last week's game too as well?
Definitely. I think this is another game for the youngsters to prove themselves. I think this Dorados team won't be easy as well. I think this is in their home stadium as well. So they're going to come out, and I think this is going to be a good test for all our youngsters.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, obviously, you know, we're not gonna have Diego Lainez in the lineup too. He was one that started last week. You know, I really like to see Ivan Moreno start too as well. See if he can fit himself in there too as well. You know, he showed some great stuff too last week. Really, this team played overall really well together. I mean, I don't really
But
remember this team being really bad. You know, this team was holding the possession. This team was all over Veracruz. So, you know, I expect some good things too tonight as well.
I want to see Tony Lopez again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm calling it. Tony Lopez is gonna
Tony
have
Lopez.
a goal and an assist tonight. I'm calling it right now.
I wouldn't bet against you, to be honest. The way this kid plays, it's very possible.
Yeah, I mean, this kid's just like taking the ball out there and taking it to them. I mean, like this kid's not scared. I mean, you see this kid, he puts in his passes. You know, even his crosses. I mean, he was even taking the corners. I mean, this kid was out here proving himself, and you know, I really think he did because you see that he was on the bench um, against Pachuca. You know, obviously, you know, a little disappointing. You know that he doesn't get subbed in, but you know, you kind of see it too. That with Cecilio Dominguez on the bench too, you're gonna obviously see
Yeah.
Cecilio over him too in that spot. But I really think this kid's got it, man. He really does, and you know, I
Right.
really hope to see him get subbed in sometime soon with the first team against this week against Monterrey
Yes.
or you know whenever too. I mean, we
Mhm.
have. I mean, it's a little down the road, but we have double jornada coming up too, right there, and so you know, I think these youngsters will be pivotal in that time too as well.
Well, like we were saying before, this is a tournament for the youngsters. So if he continues to prove himself in these games, it's gonna. I think he'll catch Pio Jose, and I think he will use them in the upcoming games. Like you said, we have double jornada coming up soon. Who knows? Maybe this might be his chance to break through.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else that really stood out to you in the Veracruz game? Somebody maybe you're looking forward to tonight?
I mean, Pedro Arce was on the bench against Veracruz. This signing was very hyped up. Honestly, he's been lackluster. We have not seen much from him. Pretty much, we haven't seen nothing from him. Maybe he gets a chance to get something tonight, show something. Maybe we'll see. Other than that, we like you mentioned before, Iron Moreno, Tony Lopez. Maybe we see some Daniel Zamora tonight too. He had a couple of games in preseason. I'd like to see what he can do in Copa.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, I like Ivan Moreno, Tony Lopez. I'm still looking to see Fer Gonzalez to do some good stuff too. Obviously, like we said, this team did some great things last week. But I like to see him a little bit more involved. I really like to see him find the back of the net. Really, really be a confidence boost for him too as well.
I agree.
All right, so predict the scoreline for tonight's game.
Against Dorados, I'm going 3-0 America.
3-0 America. Okay, I'll take a 3-1 win.
3-1. Okay.
I feel like Dorados find the back of the net too as well. Kind of going back to the lineup last week. I kind of find it interesting that Marchesino was still starting.
You read my mind. I was just about to bring that up. I'm very curious to know why Marchi was starting that Copa match. Could it be something? Because last season we saw that Oscar Jimenez didn't really get a lot of chance to play. Maybe people doesn't have the confidence in him. I don't know, man. It was very strange to see that actually.
In the Clausura, I think I saw him start once. I think that was in the Conca Champions. Yeah, just once. Really, no.
Oh, he was injured. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that either. But you see these games too, and I feel like this is a game for him to play because obviously Marchesino is going to start week in, week out.
Yes.
So
yeah, I mean it's good to give Marchi some rest after he saves our butts every weekend.
Argentina's best goalkeeper.
Yeah, Argentina's best goalkeeper didn't go to the World Cup, but I guess that's another topic for later.
It is what it is. I mean, Marchesino, you deserve better if you're listening, which you are listening.
Definitely.
So there it is. All right. Well, I mean that's all Copa Ameirca's talk right there. Some great stuff from the youngsters too. Miguel got some youngsters to really consider week in, week out too right there. So we're just going with the flow. I mean, I like it. I mean, we've talked about a lot of great, amazing players too that showed some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I think we should just go ahead and just jump straight into this Monterrey game, don't you?
Let's go. Monterrey time.
Monterrey. I don't know, man. I mean, okay, let's just kind of take a step back. Did you get to watch any of the Monterrey game this past weekend?
I did not get to watch any of the Monterrey game, obviously. No, I did not.
Well, I did, and I'm just gonna say it, and a lot of people will agree, and a lot of people have obviously known this for a while too. But this Monterrey team is stacked. I mean, you could tell, Hurtado, Pizarro. Jonathan Gonzalez. I mean, the names are endless. The names are really endless. And if you were to take this team and to ask yourself, if I were to pick one player, that's a danger man for America this week. I mean, who do you really pick? I mean, I don't really think you can just pick one player. I think it's all 11 on the pitch.
Yes, it definitely is. Monterrey is a very good team, a very solid team. Let's not forget. I guess their weakest point, I guess you can say, would be their back line. I mean, in their right back position with Stefan Medina not really having a great start to the season. Maybe we can break through there. Maybe we see Cecilio Dominguez do something on that line. But like you said, their front four is it's insane right now, and probably one of the best in the league.
Oh, most definitely too. I mean, a 2-1 win against Querétaro too. Which whenever I saw I just got able to catch the first half of the game. Which when I saw the game, this Monterrey team was looking no doubt, good. I mean, they had their chances. They finished some of their chances too, and so it's really gonna be a good game between this team. One thing to point out against the Monterrey team is their transition, their counterattack. That's something that was spot on. Every time Querétaro's on the ball and they give a possession, I mean, it was just like tick tock. They were just spot on with their counterattack. That's something that America's got to watch out for too as well. I know we talked about against Pachuca, Guido Rodriguez not having his best game, and so this is the game that Guido's got to be on his best performance. Guido's got to have near perfect game.
And I think you mentioned too with the backline being a little bit shaky. Listen, the backline cannot be shaky this weekend. And to think that you had Dorlan Pavon on the bench against this game and Monterrey still won, I think it speaks something about their squad.
Oh, definitely. Dorlan Pavon, Arturo Gonzalez. I mean, shoot. I mean, you're not gonna go wrong with the team. I mean, if if somebody gets subbed off, they're just gonna have fresh legs and play just as good as that player was, or even obviously better, because you're having fresh legs.
Mm-hmm.
And so this team's gonna really have their money run for them. It really is, and that's something that everybody's got to be perfect. Every close to near perfect. I mean, you can't have no mistakes against this Monterrey team. This Monterrey team is going to come out and hurt you no matter what.
I feel like if our midfield can play perfect, top notch, like we know they can, things should go in our favor. As soon as you start seeing our mid getting taken away from us, they started to press, they started to make the chances, they're creating more. That it's gonna hurt us, and we can't let that happen. So I think Guido and Mateos will be the key players for this weekend. But like you said, we got to watch out for that front, for that attack, because that attack is very deadly, no matter who's on the pitch.
Very, very deadly, and not just Guido and Mateus, but the back line too as well. Yes. I mean, I don't really have no words for this Monterrey team after I saw the way they were playing. I mean, that transition was so deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and talk about some predicted lineups. I mean, go ahead and give me what you think is going to be the starting 11.
Okay, so you're gonna have Marchesín in net. I think you have the usual back four: Paul Aguilar, and Alvarez, Bruno Valdez, Luis Reyes. This is where things get tricky. Diego Lainez, Mateo Uribe, Guido Rodriguez, Cecilio? No, Renato. Okay. Have Renato. Mm-hmm. Up top, you have to go with Uribe and Roger Martinez.
I'm spot on with you with that lineup. I'm gonna be real honest with you. Except I'd have Renato on the right and Diego Lainez on the left.
Okay.
I'm just being honest with you. Because even though Diego had a great game, I feel like Renato Ibarra better in that right mid position for him too as well. I've just reiterated time and time again. Everybody's got to be on point this game. You can have no mistakes. I mean, it's just simple as that. So what does this team have to do? What does Piojo and company have to do to go out and get a win against this team?
Control the mid. I think I can't stress this enough. Against Monterrey, you have to control the mid. You have to be the one to win the balls and create. You cannot let them and their mid, and especially Jonathan Gonzalez, because we know how good Jonathan Gonzalez can be. You can't let him get in his groove. You can't. I think Guido Rodriguez is going to have a very important task. If Guido Rodriguez and Mateo Uribe can coordinate together, Mateos can bring it out and do some of his magic, we should be in great shape. I think Piojo's going to do the same thing, though. Mateo Uribe, bring it out to the wings do something. I think that's the only way we're going to win. I think that's what Piojo thinks has to happen in order to win. And I think if he does execute it, I think we should be in for a good result.
So do you think this team shouldn't come out like they did against Pachuca? With all the pressing and everything. Given a little bit of not very much time on the ball like they did against Pachuca.
Yes.
Should they press against Monterrey?
Yes, definitely. They really should press because, like you said, once that attack gets the ball, you know what they can do and you know what they can create.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be one of the keys too for me. Is just pressing. We can't have Monterrey sitting on the ball, having their time. Letting them get comfortable because once they get comfortable, end the shot right there. And so, like you say, this midfield, it's going to be a midfield battle. If anybody knows me, I've always said that the midfield is wins the games. Because that's how I always seen it, and that's how I always see it. And so, it's just pivotal. That Guido Rodriguez steps up. Bouncing back from that Pachuca game, which we know isn't the Guido that we all know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
And so, it's one thing too is our passes. We got to clean up our passes a little bit too. We can't have those sloppy passes because those sloppy passes are going to lead to some transition for Monterrey too. And Monterrey going to be on the counter, and before we know, they're either getting a shot on goal or they're finding the back of the net.
Yes, especially with Dorlan Pavon. If he's leading the counter, you know how fast he is. You know what he can do. So, and his long shot is not bad at all.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah, I see it, man. And it's just. We can't stress enough, It's
gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game, though, nonetheless.
It will be a great game. It's just there's very little chance, for a mistake,
yes.
that we cannot have.
This is one of those games where it's little to no mistakes.
No, but I still have the confidence in this team. I think this team can go out and do some great
100%.
things too as well.
100%.
So it's just coming down coming down to it and everything. So let's say at halftime, so let's say we're a goal or two down. What needs to change second half?
Maybe something in the attack. Maybe you see Diego Lainez not producing much because he's on the left. Maybe that affects his game a little bit. Time to bring on Cecilio. Maybe you know what he can do on the left side.
Mhm.
Go in, cut in, do his thing, do his magic. Maybe you bring him on. Maybe you bring on another attacking option. Maybe Oribe Peralta's back to Oribe. Not his usual ways. Maybe you bring on Henry Martin, or maybe you bring on one of the youngsters. Maybe tonight someone shows something. Piojo sees it, and then he can use them for Saturday's game.
Yeah, I'd like to see Tony Lopez. If we're in that case too, right there. This to me, this would be one of those games too where Piojo has to come back out and cope with it. To whatever Monterrey gonna do, because I think Diego Alonso is gonna easily cope with our team too as well. Whenever
Yeah.
it comes to like fixing things, whether it be in the midfield, whether it be attacking, I feel like he's gonna be like, dang, Piojo's gonna have to go right back and outcoach Diego Alonso too as well. And
Mhm.
so, that's going to be some keys right there too as well. If Piojo, going out and actually like changing his tactics a little bit around too, because we've seen it time and time again. Like I said, Piojo sometimes just doesn't cope with it. The team's stuck with doing the same thing and it's not working and it's going over and over and over again. This
Exactly.
team has it figured out already.
And like you mentioned, hopefully we don't go down a goal or two at half. But if we do, Piojo can't do his usual thing. The thing that we hate a lot, mix subs at the 80th minute. 80th minute for what? The game is practically over. You got to make those subs 50th minute, maybe even at halftime if something's not going your way. I don't want to see Piojo doing those late subs because I think it's gonna hurt us in the end.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It's just I think going back, it's kind of what Ivan said. He overthinks about this stuff, and it kills him in the end because he's too overthinking about it. Maybe he do the check of time. Maybe he thinks, okay, we keep trying, it's gonna work out. Whenever he needs to see that it's not. After maybe like the first two or three times, and after that he's got to cope with it. I mean, he's got to change some things around.
Yes, definitely, I agree, 100%.
So I mean, we'll see how this goes. Obviously, this is going to be a battle. I feel like of a Monterrey's attack versus our defense. Obviously I'm not saying nothing bad about America's defense. Offense. We got some good things going too as well. But that's something that's going to be key because Monterrey on the counter attack are deadly. Like we said, we reiterated Darlene Parvon, Rodolfo Pizarro. The names are endless, and Aviles Hutardo too as well. I
Luis
mean,
Mori.
yes, Lewis Modi too as well. I mean, it's there. I mean, either tackle it head on or you run away from it. And you can't run away from it. You have to go head on with it, and that's something that's going to be important too as well as how we handle that and how we attack it too as well. It's going to be a very good game, an interesting game. What is your prediction for this weekend's game?
Prediction will be I'm gonna go I'm gonna go 3-1 America.
Are you sure? Because I'm about to write it down in ink, and there's no
Write it
going
down.
back.
Write it down in ink. I'll even sign it for you over here. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I'll sign it through the camera.
Oh
3-1.
man. All right. For me, I'm not necessarily going out of this out of lack of confidence. I just feel like this is how the game's going to go. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a shootout too, a little bit too right there. But I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay.
2-2 draw. So like I said, I'm sure about it. Writing it down in ink. Which, if people have been listening to the past podcasts, I've had America scoring 2 goals for the past 3 games, and now going on 4. So I mean, let's just see how it goes.
Yes.
See how it goes. And before we started the podcast, Ivan obviously went back for his 4-0 prediction win. So I mean,
Ivan, I don't think this was the game to do it. I don't think this was the game to do it, my friend. But
so take it up with Ivan in the live chat too as well.
I'm on it.
Yeah, so I mean, take it up with Ivan with his 4-0 prediction again, and so let's just see how it goes like that too as well. Ivan, I still can't believe you didn't catch the game this weekend.
No more parties for you, Ivan. All right.
No more parties for Ivan, guys.
Yes. Hashtag it.
Well, anything else you want to include in this Monterrey preview?
No, not really. But like you said before with Cecilio, I think this is gonna be key that he doesn't miss a beat because if he does come off the bench, we're gonna need him to start doing his thing right away.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't really think Cecilio will miss a beat. I
Mhm.
like I said, going back to when he got subbed in Pachuca, he did some great things. Really didn't miss a beat. I feel like he was really crucial in that time that he was subbed in, and so yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be a close game though, nonetheless. We know how Monterrey is. We know Monterrey is a great team. We're definitely gonna respect them, but at the end, I'm confident. I think we can take the W.
Yeah, I'm still, I feel confident. I don't think my prediction shows it, obviously, with the going for a job, but but would you say a draw is the not necessarily the best result, but like is the least result that we can get in this game? I
Yes,
mean,
definitely.
if we walk out with the draw, you're happy with that?
I'm happy because under the circumstances that we have right now, I guess with Renato and Oribe returning back from injuries, um, it's a I'll be fine with the draw. I want to win, but if we get a draw, it won't be the end of the world.
Alrighty, you heard it here first, folks. Christian is going with the 3-1 win against Monterrey. While I'm going with the 2-2 draw, and Ivan still going back with his 4-0 prediction, which I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see that. He's been close, like 2 times already
Yeah, two
this
times.
season.
So maybe this will be his game.
Yeah, maybe it will. I don't know. You never know.
You never know.
Maybe Monterrey won't come out, and then not having their best night.
Hopefully,
Who knows?
that's the hope.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up for the Monterrey preview. We'll talk about some Club Ameirca Femenil getting a 2-0 win
Over Puebla.
against Puebla too. It was some good stuff. Something that I haven't figured out yet is why this game wasn't really, well, I wouldn't say it was closed. It was behind closed doors,
Right.
and not televised.
I don't understand why it was behind closed doors. I think this would be not a lot more coverage, but I think this would be something though, because I think this women's league it's something to be to be interested in. They're not that bad. I guess the spectacle could be appealing to some people. But like you said though, I would like to catch a game live one day, and hopefully they increase the coverage for Liga MX.
Yeah, I really hope so. They do that too. This seems really interesting. I think if I remember correctly, I said it before too on this pod. There hasn't been a dull game. There hasn't been a 0-0 draw. There's been at least maybe 2 goals in every game so far, which is something really great to see, and it really shows that this is a fun league to watch. And I really hope this grows too as well.
Yes, definitely, especially because we do come out and score quite a few goals. We're right now 7-1 the goal differential. I think we're second right now. I think we're behind Toluca. I think with 10 goals,
so,
if I'm not mistaken. So the team's fun to watch. We can gather from that this team's very offense orientated, and when they have the ball, it's going to be something dangerous.
Our best player, Lucero Cuevas, back in the starting 11. Something positive to see. Something very positive to see after she dominated the Apertura last year and last season in the Clausura, being the top goal scorer, which I reiterated every podcast, and I really want her to go grab that title again. Though she did not score this past game, still it's good to see her back in the starting 11.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I 100% agree. She'll score in no time. I can, if you can tell, I'll place money right now that she will score the next game if she starts.
Yeah, I think so too. Following her on Twitter, she's been tweeting out how she's missing, training in the games too. I believe she was dealing with injury. I'm just not sure exactly.
Right. Yeah, I'm not
kind
sure
of injury, but yeah, that's something that I personally want to kind of like expand my coverage on too as well. Following the journalists that know this information, that know the league too inside and out too as well. This is something that really needs to grow, and something that's very, very important too. If I remember correctly too, I think the Twitter page came out in the opening minute. She already had a header on goal or close to goal.
She gets Cuevas,
yeah, she's straight to it. Which is
it's great to see.
Which is really, really great to see too as well. But yeah, another win. 3 games played, 9 points secured. It's a great start for the ladies.
Yes.
Really couldn't ask for more from them.
No, but I think the next match is gonna be a very good one. They play Tijuana next in Tijuana. Third place team, sitting at third place is Tijuana right now with 7 points. It should be a great match, and I'm confident that the ladies can come away with the victory.
Group in the live chat, Ivan put the lady team should play the men so we can see how much better these ladies play. I think Cuevas will get a hat trick within like 10 minutes.
Cuevas will destroy Marchesín. There's not even a question.
Leyva said the men would destroy them. Well, I mean,
I don't know about that.
It just depends on who shows up and who doesn't show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, that's all we got for the feminine talk right now, as we're working on getting our coverage a little bit more broader and expanded too as well. Giveaway. I mean, obviously, we tweeted out yesterday too that we're having our giveaway now, giving away 2 jerseys. So we want to thank every single one of y'all so much for the support, for the follows, for you joining the live chat. When we're going live here on Tuesdays, whether you're listening on the go, on SoundCloud, on iTunes. I need to talk to Ivan about maybe expanding somewhere else too, which let's see how that goes. But it's just great, and obviously we're having 2 jerseys given away. We don't know how else to show our appreciation to you guys, than to just thank you.
Yes.
I wish I could say more than just thank you, and and obviously you're probably thinking, well, you're giving away 2 jerseys, so that's pretty big, But to me, it still doesn't feel like enough, and I just wish I could meet every single one of y'all that listen. Whether you're listening live, whether you're listening on the go. I just want to wish meet every single one of y'all and give y'all a handshake and say thank you to your face, because I can sit here and say thank you all the time behind this camera and behind this microphone, but I just can't. It's just not enough for me.
Yeah, it's crazy. And as a supporter now of the podcast, back when I first found it, it's crazy to see how much you guys have grown. And I think this giveaway is it's very nice, and hopefully it does bring more people into this podcast, because this podcast is very eye-opening, very interesting to say the least.
Yes, and me and Ivan haven't even been at this at a year. In November, close to the end of the month of November, it'd be a year for us. And it's crazy to see how much attraction and attention that we got, and all the support that we've got within this year. It's something really, really great, and something that I can't stress enough to just thank you for everything. All the listeners, all the followers, the people that have supported us too, like Cesar, Tom, Amy, and all the people at Footmex Nation, and all the other people too, as well, such as Eugene Ribs Kids. I think that's his name. I'm really butchering that. I'm sorry, because you're really listening to that. Garrett too. Garrett listens sometimes, So just thank you all again from the bottom of my heart. And
I'm actually gonna jump in on this one.
It's Ivan.
Now you
Oh my God, he's back.
Just because we're saying thank you, and I think it's important that as a host we kind of give a special shout out. I know a lot of people will say 300 is probably not the biggest number, but I think when me and Dylan started this, I think we had an idea that we were just gonna probably get about 100 or so in the first year, and for us to honestly triple that number in such a short amount of time, it really speaks so much. And like Dylan said, we wish we could meet every single one of you. We wish that we could ultimately sit down and give you guys that handshake and really give you that appreciation, because it means the world to us. For 2 guys that talk nonsense for about an hour, and for you guys to actually follow us and listen to us, it means the world to us. So I'm doing a little bit of a Kanye West right here. So I'm gonna let you guys finish up and do your thing. But really, thank you so much to everybody listening to the pod, whether you're on your way to work or you're just home, or if you're tuning in right now. Thank you to every single one of you guys. Really, it means the world to us. And we're at 300 now. We can only expect to go higher with you guys. So thank you so much as well, gentlemen. Take it away again.
Wow, the host will jump in for the thank you, but won't catch the game on Saturday.
Ivan has left the building. Unbelievable.
Oh man. Well, I mean, really, he should have just stayed, because I think that's everything. We talked about everything. We talked about the Monterrey game. We talked about the Pachuca game, Copa MX, the Femenel, the giveaway. I mean, that pretty much wraps it up, guys. I mean,
Wrap it up. Mhm.
Leva saying who's Ivan? Yeah, I don't know who Ivan is either. Oh, now
Apparently,
he's back.
He's
apparently
back.
no one knows me around here, but you're right. Actually, I did want to say this though. Just quick reminder about the giveaway, guys. Uh, you guys have to give the biggest round of applause to the man that is sitting next to Dylan. It will not really sitting next to him, but in my screen it looks like they're sitting next to each other. Christian, who's gratefully helping us out with this giveaway. So really, Christian, thank you so much for everything you've done. You've really integrated yourself since last year, since last season into the podcast behind the scenes, and it's great that we finally are able to put a camera to your face and put you out here. We hope that you'll be the biggest part of the team here alongside with me and Dylan, and so I hope everyone can appreciate you just as much as we appreciate you for what you've done and for what you keep doing, man. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. I love supporting you guys. Like I said, ever since I found this podcast, it was something that was so cool to me to finally know that there was people who watch America and speak English. Because over here, I have no one that does that. So no, it was very eye opening to see this, and just to be just being here now on the podcast, it's crazy to me. I just want to support in everywhere and I can, and I guess this is the best way I know how to.
And my guy, you have done more than enough, more than me and Dylan probably have ever done for the podcast as well. No, but thank you. So I hope everyone can appreciate you, Christian. I didn't give you the platform last week, but tell them where they can find you on Twitter.
Oh, you can find me on Twitter. Actually, can I just put it in the chat because it's kind of complicated to you? Well, not complicated. It's just
Go ahead, put it in the chat, and I'll put it in the show notes for everyone that's listening on SoundCloud and iTunes.
Okay, sure.
And make sure you guys go follow him. I mean, the guy is a true gent, and you really go follow him on Twitter. He's an amazing Americanista for what he's done for us and for much other people as well. But I also do want to talk about the giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget that the steps are very crucial. You don't necessarily need to follow them in a certain order, but there have been some people that have kind of warped it a little bit. Remember, the steps go as these. You must obviously, one, follow us on Twitter at Eagle Eye Pod, and then afterwards, yes, there you go, right there. You follow the Eagle Eye Podcast, and then afterwards, you go to the picture, which we have graciously enough pinned it, because if not, we probably wouldn't even find it. So make sure you do go and retweet with comment. Okay, Christian, you want to show them?
Oh, fuck, I put retweet. That is not what to do. Hold on.
That's a prime example what not to do. So then you click right there. You click retweet with comment, and then you comment as to why you should be the winner of our giveaway, and use the hashtag Eagle Eye Giveaway and Aguilas ENG. And then lastly, all you need to do is just on that very same picture you retweeted, make sure you go back to the original picture and comment your size below. And that is it. 3 simple steps, and we are giving away these jerseys to 2 of you. In a week's time from today, we will announce 2 winners here on the podcast, and I hope you guys have it. Hopefully, like we said, we wish we could we could give away a jersey to every single one of you guys. So we're not in that. Our budget isn't there yet. Gansito hasn't hit us back up whether or not they're going to sponsor us. But in the meantime, we'll be working on that. But 2 of you very, very, very lucky listeners that do follow us on Twitter will have that opportunity. And like I said, this is a great opportunity just for us to just even hear your guys' story, which is amazing. We've heard of so many great stories so far, and I can only imagine how the week's going to go by. So thank you again for everything. And that's just a little bit of a quick recap about the giveaway.
Now you're leaving again, huh?
No, you can close it out. I'll stay on here.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show with your new host. We're kicking Ivan to the curb now, so I'll be your new host. No, not really. This is just for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. You know, my first time doing this. Y'all could probably tell that I was a little nervous, which I deeply was, and so I hope y'all give me the benefit of the doubt. But no, I mean, I enjoyed it, and so I really hope y'all enjoyed it. We're gonna go out and get a win against Monterrey, even though I predicted a draw, but Ivan predicted his 4-0 victory again.
What can happen?
Anything can happen, though. You never know. So Ivan has a point there. Well, we'll catch you all next week, guys. Don't forget to tune in Saturday with us for your I guess you could say live tweet by tweet coverage of the game too, as well, live reactions. We're interacting with y'all. Don't be scared to interact with us, guys. That's what it's there for y'all to add us. Talk about anything y'all want. Like I said, we're talking about gancitos, we're talking about nachos, talk about tacos or your favorite tacos. I'm just saying. Even Leva has faith in us. This podcast is gonna make it on ESPN. So this is we got a good thing going here, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm really happy. I'm blessed. That's all I can say.
Same.
Well, catch us next week, guys. Again, make sure you watch the game tonight if you are listening right now. If not, well then, you either missed it or you watched it. I can't really say. I guess that's what time travel feels like. All right, guys. Okay, for this time. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Catch us next week. Follow us for the game tonight. Saturday night too as well. And we'll see you all next week. As it is, Vamos America.
Alrighty, thank you, Christian. Thank you, everyone who tuned in, and we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Like Dylan said, Arriba la America.